Peace, family. This is your man, Brother Insight, live and in color here on the Insightful Hour on this Sunday, November the 6th, 2011, the first Sunday of the month. Tonight, y'all, we have a very, very, very special show, and a topic that's near and dear to my heart. But before I get into that, I want to dedicate this show to two people that are also near and dear to my heart. One is my best friend, Barry Barnes' mother, Michelle O'Connor. She was in the hospital and sick, and she's feeling 10 times better in the last 2 days, and it's just brought joy to my heart. It's been, a couple, hours with her today before I came back home. So we dedicate the show to you. Get well soon. We love you, and we are pulling for you. We know you're going to be good. Also, this show is dedicated to my father-in-law, Mr. David Korver, who's from West Africa, Liberia, who's back home now. And tonight's topic is about the continent, so we dedicate this show to you as well. Love and honor you. Without you, sir, I wouldn't have the beautiful family that I have today. So we just thank and honor you, and I dedicate this show to you as well. Well, y'all, tonight's topic is about what can we do to help save Mother Africa? What can we do to help save Mother Africa? It's a lot of unrest. It's a lot of things going on in Africa that a lot of us are really, just dumbfounded about. We don't know. We haven't inquired. We're not really paying attention to what's going on, and that's why we're having this show tonight, to bring a lot of you guys that don't know up to speed. And for those of you that do know, we want to encourage you to get this information out to other brothers and sisters to let them know what's going on with our homeland and with the continent. And this brother I've been talking to him, several times this week, and he's been doing a lot of research and reading and getting ready for tonight's show. And we got a lot to give you guys, and you're going to hear more from the co-host in the second hour. But I think our guest is here and ready to rock and roll, and that's none other than our good friend, our good brother from down in the 513, Brother Cadence. How you feeling today, brother?
Strong. What's good with you? Hotel Black Power.
Brother Cadence. Man, Hotel Black Power, man. How's everything going in the Natty today, man, before we jump in?
I'm typical, man. Politics as usual, man. Same thing that's going on in every other hood in America. And, I guess what we'll get into today, the same thing is going on worldwide. The same bug that on the continent that is over here, so, it is what it is.
That's what's up, man. And before we get into the conversation, I want to, kind of tell the people how I met this brother, man, and and just let people know how much love and respect and honor I have for this brother. We met, man, about 4 or 5 months ago at African Liberation Day in Cincinnati, man, and we was a part of this, we was in this little town hall discussion type meeting, and me and him was asking questions to the panel, and the elders was kind of looking at us like we was crazy because they could tell we was kind of fired up, and the things we was asking is like why y'all trying to start something? So after it was over, man, we went over and introduced ourselves, man, and just a real beautiful brother, man. Had an opportunity to meet his queen, and just good brother all the way around. He's out in the streets in Cincinnati fighting for our brothers and sisters, man, every day. So you got to love, honor, and respect that. So, Brother Case, man, before we get started, anything you want to share with the people about yourself before we jump right into the interview, fam?
I guess I got my hand in a little bit of everything. And, I guess, some of the first things I would say is, I'm not going to put myself out as no master teacher or no high scholar or expert in everything, because that would mean I wouldn't have anything to work for. But everything that I do, that I will talk about and that I do talk about within my productions and the work that I do, is based on my experience. It's based on my interaction with other brothers, you know what I'm saying, that make me strong, that build me up and to do the things that I do and say the things that I say. And so if I say something that may not go along with what somebody else thinks today, don't take it as a negative or me trying to be bigger than my people. It's just that I'm very confident from my practice, from my application to what I talk about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But, other than that, I'm a producer. I'm an organizer. Even nowadays, because of the current state that we live in, I'm getting up on my survivalism. So a lot of my productions and a lot of even my moves working with the brothers in Africa is us, really getting up on the reasons for Garveyism, which is that if you have no refuge, if you have no source of the actual resources to be able to survive, then, you're going to be forever a slave in this country, so.
That's right.
But I guess, that's the way that I could open up.
Right, right.
I don't know what to start at.
And it's funny you said that, because people that listen to this show on a regular basis, what you just said, they've heard that before from my co-host, Miss Rhythm. She tells people all the time, I might come off, you might think I'm arrogant, I might be a know-it-all, but if I'm confident on what I know, I've done my studies and I've done my research, then I'm going to give you the information, whether you agree with it or not. So our listeners are accustomed to being told that. So let's jump right in, man. You know what tonight's topic is. You've been to the motherland before, and we're going to get into that. But I'm just going to ask you the question of the night that we'll ask everybody when they call in. What can we do to help save Mother Africa? Because Mother Africa is under a lot of duress. There's a lot of unrest back home on the continent. And there's a lot of things going on, some things me and you had a chance to speak about with our good brother Haru yesterday. But in your opinion, in your humble words, man, what can we do here as Africans in America to help our brothers and sisters back home on the continent?
I think it's a general question. It's a broad question, so I might have to chop it up a little bit to immediately answer. The way to immediately answer it, I gotta say, it's depending on who you are. For instance, when you go to Africa, you are confronted by a lot of your Americanism, the stuff, the dirt that you got, the crud that you got from growing up in this cesspool known as America KKK. When you go outside of this country, you are confronted with, you basically get out of the box, per se. And you're confronted with things that you are not accustomed to. So, or you might not be accustomed to. So, the issue is that, sorry about that, I got a little sidetracked. Is that when you actually get out, you may be confronted with some of your bougie attitude, or your boughetto attitude. Africa basically will bring that bougie nigga out of you. And I don't know if, I want to get this out of here. I don't know if using certain language is prohibited on the show. I don't want anybody to be...
Nah, man, go ahead. Go ahead and get it in. The word.
I'll just say never ignorant, getting gold accomplished. We'll just leave it there. But
right.
I'm saying that will be pulled out of you when you go over there. And so, for instance, like with somebody like me and my queen, where we bugged out, we lived off the grid for a long periods of time, different periods of time while we've been together. When we went over there, having to not have access to water all the time, not the electricity going out, these different things, we were able to deal with it. Whereas somebody else, if they're not accustomed to that, when they go to Africa, they might be in a nice hotel suite, and so their interaction with Africans may be totally different from what we were accustomed to over there. So in a long way, I'm saying it depends on what type of person you are. If you are a person that you have a more deeper connection to this land, which is there are indigenous Africans, that came here and settled way before Columbus and all of that, and I understand that. And that our ancestors were also buried here on this land. But you also feel a connection to, your mother in Africa. Some people will never go back home. That doesn't mean, just like Garvey said, it's not for everybody to go back to Africa. But the point is for us to be connected, for us to take back the land, and for us to basically have nationalism, for us to have our own nation. We as Africans, and people have been asking me such different questions or whatever, but we as Africans over here, whether anybody wants to say it, whether we got a so-called dark-skinned white boy, a mulatto, this mixed dude up in the office who was basically a figurehead for the corporate, the corporate state, or this corporation known as America KKK. this is not our nation. It does not serve our best interest. It never has. We were brought here to be cheap labor force. We're still using the cheap labor force, and even more so now, so in the prison than we was even in slavery. So,
wow.
The issue is that we in a necessary state that, since Garvey, since like 60 years ago, we still in need of nationalism. And and from my perspective, from actually putting my feet down on the ground, Africa is that solution. We are Africa's solution, and Africa is our solution. Just in an immediate state, while we're in integrationalism, while we work for these different corporations that keep America alive, we might get into the National Security Memorandum 46, but it talks about how they neutralize black empowerment organizations, such as the Black Panthers, such as the UNIA. So, I could go on and on. They neutralize these organizations because they feared that the Africans would take their spending power here and organize with the liberators, the real Africans, not the everyday, Africans that, are even here that are not politically aware that they can actually make some change in their community. I'm talking about Africans working in Africa that's trying to push the invader out. We would take the dollars, we could organize our dollars, support them, they could support us with their resources, and we could free each other.
Right.
That actual document that I mentioned just briefly, the National Security Council Memorandum 46, was created to prevent that. That, in a roundabout, long-winded way, I'm saying is how we can help Africa in an immediate way, is with our money. Now, okay, some people will argue the whole economic thing, the fiat, and that this and that there's a collapse, which is true. Another way is that if you are really about business, hey, sisters, the brothers, they ain't acting right here. Hey, please don't change yourself and run off to the white man or this new thing going off with the Asian. There are billions, at least, there's over a billion other black men in the rest of the world, more specifically in Africa. Some of the higher levels of civilization dealt with the marriage system. When you are married in somebody's family, you have an obligation to, ensuring the progressiveness of that family, village, of however they made money through whatever business endeavors that they were in. And so that is a simplistic way where you can easily gain your citizenship, you know what I'm saying? And also, you can make one of the most supreme bonds that they respect over there. Now, it's kind of diminished over here, because, we really don't know how to be in a true relationship, for, not for all of us, but for a good portion with all of the single parent households here. And I can't speak for all Africa, but in particular in Ghana, broken families is almost non-existent. It's almost non-existent. So, there's a lot of stuff that we can actually learn from Africa, and that's what I'm saying. We are Africa's solution, and Africa, and what we have to learn from them is a solution for us as well.